Morning. Last night there was a bit of a thunderstorm. One when I was setting up, and one in the middle of the night. I had to rush out and cover the bike up again. So big drops, a lot of noise on the tent. So just finding there's a toilet in the bush here I found. So rather than get my shovel out, I'm going to use that. So nice little spot. I'll take off today. Going to head back out where I come and left. There's a track up there. I don't know what's there, but it looks like people have been going up there. Then I'm going to go around the other side of this cave hill. There's another dam there, and then I'll go out to Sunday Soak and see what's out there. And there sort of is a loop that you can do past the mine, so I might do that. So that's sort of the plan for today.
Okay, I'm heading out for the day. So we're going to go out here and back down where I came, and there was a little track in there. Go down there and take a look, and then back this way to the other side of the rock where there is a where the caves are, and there's another reservoir. So that's what we'll do. Should be down here, I believe. So she's a pretty warm day again today. I think it's going to be around 40 again, but this time I don't really have to do a long distance to get anywhere, so, and I don't have to push it along, so hopefully that will help. I'll be able to just stop or make it back to camp. A few people. I haven't seen anyone except those campers. So this is on top of the ballast for the rover line track, and up here I think what I'm looking for is a track to the left, and I don't know what's down there, but just looked something on the GPS maps and it looked interesting. So see if we can find it again. This must be it here. Following this track off the main track, there's a couple of symbols on the GPS, so I thought I would come and take a look at what they might be. Just a rock maybe? Oh, like a camping area. Found this little spot off the track that we're following, and up here there looks like there's a reservoir. So we'll climb up this reservoir and have a look. I think this might be a good camp for tonight. Can get much closer for a swim. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a picnic table up here. Oh, yeah, over there, look. So this is a reservoir as well, but it's not holding water as well as the other ones. There's the old pipeline still in there. All these stones would have been hand picked and hand placed against that earth wall. So there's one thing that I've been carting around for ever, and I've never tried it, never had to, but I'm going to try it. It's this lifestraw. This water is perfectly okay to drink anyway, but I would say looks good. It's fresh, but we'll give the lifestraw a go. Okay, so here at the edge, basically it's quite hard to get these to start. You got to wet the filter that's in there, but a couple of quick short sucks and they start to work. So I'll give it a crack. Starting to work. So it's starting to work well. As it wets, it gets easier. That's it. So here is the camp spot for this little reservoir spot. Nice under these she oaks. I just noticed over here some sort of trough or something, so I'm just going to go and take a look. It's like a sheep trough or a grave. Oh, it's a grave. Oh, a gravestone. I wonder who died. Wonder who died here. There's a little track down here, so we'll see what's. This is just an animal track or it's a little camp area or something. Maybe these rocks are another grave. Okay, I'm going to head now, first been to that little reservoir, I'm going to head to the other side of Cave Rock where the cave actually is, and there's another reservoir there, and have a quick look around there and then make a decision on what I'll go look at after that. There's Sunday Soak, which is about a 20-30 k's. So this is the part where it comes up to the first campsite, and it gets all the little windy and like a labyrinth in here, going around all the old bog marks. Just pulled up here at Cave Hill on the other side. As I said earlier, there's a reservoir and a cave and some bits and pieces up this walk. Go up there and have a look. She's pretty warm, got some water, so I'll go and do that and then come back and have a look at the GPS and see where to next. So this is the track. It's about an hour or so, they say, an hour to go explore. Tad warm. Looks like the cave in the distance. Just over there is the cave. So coming up to the cave, looks like there's a water trough in there too for animals. There's another one over that side of the hill. It's a bit of a bloody trek. I've got a busted toe, so gear changing toe's not in too good a condition. Oh no, it's not a trough, it's a walkway. They've made it easy. Got a walkway here. I thought it went up in there. Adventuring with full riding gear is not always the best method. Walking. Okay, I'll head down here. And do a walk around. Sitting up on the rock here. I'll go down, then I'm going to head over to the other cave, and then I think the reservoirs are over there somewhere, and have a look at those. So let's go. So here's a wave that is just like Wave Rock, similar around there. I'm back from the cave, make my way back to the bike. I saw someone coming in the car park, and hopefully they're honest, because I just left all the stuff on the bike. Can't really carry it with me, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they haven't taken off with it. Back at the bike, still here, luckily. Doesn't look like anything's been touched, so that's good. Go and look at the GPS, probably go to Sunday Soak. I think that road's not too bad. Have a look out there and maybe keep on going around to some mines and then back onto one of the better tracks back to Cave Hill. And that will give me a rest in the afternoon. I'm going to try and get back a bit earlier and get set up earlier and go up and have a swim in that reservoir. So we'll get going. I didn't end up walking around to the reservoir because I've seen the other reservoirs and it's a bloody long way, and I it is very, very warm. So I think I have to go, don't know if you can see that, but I have to go back around where I come from. Back around where I come from and then head out to Sunday soak. So we'll turn off the camera and whoop, nearly lost the front. See, turn it back on when there's something interesting. So this is going down to seven soak or whatever it was called. What is it called? Can't really remember. It's a soak down here anyway. Looks like the floods have washed a lot of sand, so she may be a little bit of a challenge. There's always a little bit hard you can get onto, so we'll see. I'm going to stop soon and take off my bike jacket and just leave my armour on. This is getting too hot. At the moment it's 41 on the temperature gauge, air temperature. So sitting on a motorbike with radiator air and everything blowing back onto your legs, it's pretty warm. Even though it's a bit of sand, it's because it's all sort of nice and fresh and there's not ruts in it from other people, it's actually quite easy to ride. Sunday soak was that name. So it looks like a little way to go. So starting to get into some of this wood gimlet country. I think we're about over a third, nearly halfway to this Sunday soak. And from there, it looks like there's a train line, a wood line, that nearly hits that road. So I'll go and check that out, and that will be the way back from Sunday soak. If you keep on going, you end up at Woodlines. So just a little bit back there, I hit a muddy patch. There's been a storm out here, and the top looked alright, but underneath it was as slippery as hell. Got the bike sideways, pointing over to there. It was like literally inches from a set of trees, probably doing about 40 about this pace, and hit the bank and sort of used that. I saw that coming, so I sort of used that as a berm to push it back on. No skill involved, just panicked pretty well. Anyway, hit that and sort of held it and kept it upright, and then drove it back onto the road. But holy shit, if I was feeling a bit hot and bothered the adrenaline, I think I got 3 gallons of adrenaline pumping through, so let's fix that for a little while. But yeah, it just shows how easy something can go awfully wrong if I'd hit those trees. I think I would have been okay, I got enough gear on, but you know, who knows what you would have busted, broke, bent. I guess in front of me there's probably, what, 50 k's to Woodlines, or I go, you know, try and trundle back out the other way, but I would rather just drive out normally. How cool is that? I'm going to drive this road first and come back and have a look at those. So this is Sunday soak. That's going down to Woodlines, and this is the way we come through there from Cave Hill. There's a whole bunch of old crap lying around here. We're going to take a look. All sorts of old stuff lying around. Looks like there was some sort of stock here. There's some fences over to the left, and there's looks like some stuff for water. So my guess is this was all part of maybe some sort of station or stock setup. Maybe it was just to feed the guys doing the railways for the Woodlines, I'm not sure. Looks like some sort of race. Gee, she's warm. You can feel that heat radiating from the ground. Some old car parts. It looks like out over here was paddocks for stock. You can see why people get into trouble out here. It's goddamn hot. I'm going to ride with just this on from now on. Try and get some airflow. I'm not as tonguing it as much as yesterday yet, but it's actually a hotter day. It's about 42. Don't know if I'm going to head down here. I think there's a couple of roads. I'm going to check on the map that we can head back north on. There's a road just here right behind the camera that looks like a track. I'm going to check that one out. But if I can't get back on either of those two, one of them I think is an old Woodlines railway. I'm not sure if it's got a track on it. But if I can't get back there, I'm going to turn around and I'll ride back the way that I came. Okay, got the jacket on the back, packing up, ready to head off, get a bit more airflow. Okay, going to have a bit of a look around this Sunday soak. Let's see what all this is about. Toodle around on the bike and then try and work out which way to head. I think I've got it on the map here. Shouldn't be too hard. So coming up. Oh, Jesus! See, I lost it. That's it. Not looking. Trying to adjust my mirror. Coming up into a bit of a salt lake. Oh shit! It's getting a bit sandy. Need a bit of speed up. That's what it needs to do. Bit of speed, get on top. I don't know where this goes. Doesn't look like anyone's been up here for a little while. She started raining hard, which is nice for the relief, but crap for everything else because I'll get all wet. But it's definitely cooling me off. It's just a thunderstorm, so it won't be around for long. So I just got caught in a huge storm, and I hope this hasn't leaked too much. No, just got caught in a huge storm with hail and the works. And we just got to get this stuff back in the bike. My boots are full of water. Everything's full of water. So I'll empty them out. Leave it as a scorchy, but we'll leave it in that. Okay, see us back on the road. We'll see if this track meets up with this railway line. And hopefully the red clay hasn't got too slippery. We'll make it back to the track just north of here. So it started raining again. The helmet's a bit watered up inside and it's a bit hard to see. Hoping that I'm going to ride out of it. Because the thunderstorms are normally isolated. Truck is basically disappearing, so I don't think I can get up this railway line unless it's right here. So it'd have to be right here somewhere. I'm expecting to run into it any minute. I'm just taking this bit of a shortcut over what I did before, so the road should be down here. That road up there was a dead end. So here it is, this must be the road here. So if I go left, take me to a road down here a bit, which on this map so should exist. So this clay is super slippery now, so I have to take it super careful. I got sideways back there, I didn't have the camera on, I went a really good shot, but I got sideways back there and recovered it. Yeah, she's super slippery, like grease. Even with the front with a good knobby on it, brand new knobby. Super slippery. Hopefully we get back to a little bit of sand playing. Something in here. Some old ruins. Okay, just took a rest from the clay. It's nearly claimed me a few times, so just gonna have a look. Feet are still full of water, I'm gonna have to air those out soon. There's this old ruins here. Some yards and things by the looks. Okay. Turn around. Oh, there's some clay up here, closer to the cave hill, so it's going to be interesting. If they've had a heap there, it could be flowing pretty thick there, and it'll be damn slippery. It's nothing compared to what's back there. Okay, which wheel track do we pick? This one, I guess. Bit of a rut. 41 degrees 1 minute and like this the next. thunderstorm for you. This is getting very slippery. I just passed the guys. I just passed the guys that made these tracks. Oh, she is greasy. God damn it. Even this dry stuff is like greasy underneath. Yuck. Oh, we've got another 30 k's of this. That dark patch up there. Oh, not looking good. I reckon I'm going to ride straight into that. I am going to get bucketed down unless I can flank it. Oh, there's some lightning in that too. Unless I can flank it, go past it. I think I might be in a bit more trouble with the weather. So that storm is basically, we're going to run right into it. So I'm going to make a choice to pull out soon if that lightning gets any closer. Down, around, hopefully I can just drive around. Yep. I think I can, here somewhere. There we go. So this is getting ridiculous. It's actually that claggy that's jamming up the back wheel. The KLR doesn't have a lot of room there, and I think it's actually jamming up my back wheel. So that's yeah, going to take a little bit of unjamming if it stays jammed up. But I'll try and keep going because it's not going too bad now. I was going to have this, I thought it was just going to be the heat I had to tackle. Okay, so it's only got worse. I thought this would be isolated, but I had to stop. Basically, the bike jammed up with mud at the back wheel around the, there's not much clearance between the front of the sort of rear swing arm and the tyre, and that red clay, it just jams the hell out of it. So I had to stop and sort of take a heap of that off. I'm hoping this sandier soil water is actually washing that away, but it was just binding up. You basically just stalled it. So I had to stop and do that. And I basically one time just slid clean, like this, clean off the road and into the bush and stayed upright, but just no brakes. I've also lost the front brake at times because it must jam up the caliper with mud and force it away from the disc, and then you got to put a handful of brake on, which you don't do much in this conditions anyway. But you have no front brake because the caliper just goes right to the handle throttle. So, what a day! I did not think this was going to happen. I expected a couple of thunderstorms, which we had yesterday, but this is just about like it's set in. Just a river. know if this counts as hardcore adventure riding. Maybe not. That's probably not that hardcore. It's just wet. I guess you have to be a hardcore camper maybe, because for the next couple of days I've got wet clothes. I don't know if I'll get a fire going with this moisture, so I don't know how I'm going to dry things out. Oh, one thing at a time. I wonder what the camping spot where I camped last night is like. Like underwater. Deep is that? Might check that. Might have been washed out. Should we go around? I'm going to hop in. This is a campsite up here that I saw a guy was camping at a real good spot, and it's a bit underwater at the minute, but here it is, right next to the rock. Stick my bike under here, and up there's the reservoir. Okay, let's get set up, get some stuff drying, try and find some firewood somewhere. Next morning, drizzled last night. I had all my stuff hanging there. I had to rush it into the tent, but it wasn't too bad. Everything's damp though. Socks, all my clothes are damp because they're in the backpack. Cleaned up the bike, got all the clay out so the back wheel turns around properly, or most of it. And just getting ready to head off. Going to do the Cave Hill Road to Victoria Rock Road. I was going to do the Holland Track, but with this rain I'll have to check when I get there, but I've done that a couple of times, so I might just go down to Victoria Rock Road. So yep, we'll head off and see how it goes. I've really buggered up my toe. It's hugely painful to put the boot on and hugely painful to walk, but once the boot's on I can do the gear, so I should be right there. And I stand on the pegs on the ball of my foot, so we'll make it. I'll get the bike going and catch you along the way. So you can see this was just a river last night. It's all washed away now, it's all gone, but this was just running like a full river. It's probably all down the hill, Sunday soak somewhere at the moment, all pooling up down there. So someone's come through here this morning. See all the flows. See the big sand drifts. The Woodlines track that goes between Cave Hill Road and effectively the Holland track. It hits just after the Holland track on Victoria Rock Road, so I haven't been on this. I don't know what it's going to be like. First obstacle. I actually have no idea what this is going to be like after this rain, so it's going to be a bit of a suck it and see situation. So slippery under there. So hopefully there's not too much, because with my busted foot, it's not easy to do this. Oh, we'll see what happens. Wash out. Okay, so I've come up against a pretty big obstacle, and I've checked it with a stick, and it's about 4 feet deep, maybe 5. Walked up and back. I think it'd actually be over the bike's air intake. So I had a look. There's no real way around it unless you cut a track, but even in there it is as sloppy as, and it's sloppy over there. So all that water that was running down the hill, I knew it was going to stop somewhere, and this is one of the spots. So even if I got through, there's probably like 15 or 20 more, and who knows how big they are. And if you get stuck and have to turn back around, then you have to come back through. So I'm going to take the safe option, considering I have got some sort of time limit here. And I am going to go back. I'm going to go round this on some other better roads that I know are better. So, okay, let's pack up and we'll get on with it. Jeez.